A great wine is when you get excited. Every time you open a bottle, the excitement of the vineyard, how it's made, the vintage.
A great bottle of wine tells the story of a farmer and the vineyard. At San Giacomo, it's 100 years old.
Our family's been farming for 50 vintages now in Sonoma County.
Working in a multi-generational family business, you're all in it together. And with that, they're able to transfer all this knowledge and wisdom over multiple decades of farming.
The Sangiacomos are some of the most well-respected farmers you can find. They are trusted for their high quality, for their attention to detail, and for their commitment to the environment through sustainability.
Sustainable farming is a multi-layered approach. It's about how you farm environmentally sound, how you run your business, how you treat your employees, what you do in the community. All those things add up to creating better grapes and better wine.
Part of the environmental sustainability is really about conservation, and one of the areas of conservation that we've been focusing on in the last few years has been water conservation. There's been a lot of new technologies coming out, and we've been utilizing that to reduce the amount of water we need to produce the best grapes we possibly can. We were one of the first to get our sustainable certification in 2015.
Every year we go through a long process of analyzing our business, how we farm, how we run our business. All those little details are translated into grapes and translated into the bottle.
Wine has this incredible ability to translate a vineyard into the bottle. And the person that makes that happen is the winemaker.
Our winemaker James has selected rows in each block of each vineyard, and those rows express just what the vine has produced.
He understands making a bottle of wine that's going to age, as well as being delicious today.
For the Sangiacomos, I harvest all the vineyard sources individually, and we make the wines individually. Especially making Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, they're very transparent varietals. These cooler areas in the Sonoma Coast lend all those characteristics to the wine very naturally. I love wines that have texture, character, depth, layers. Those are the things that once the fruit is brought to the winery, it's then my job as winemaker to highlight those components.
James' approach is very similar to ours. It's about letting the vineyard show through in the wines.
I think that's one of the great partnerships between myself and the Sangiacomos is that I've got the trust in them as growers, they've got the trust of me in the winemaking, and we have this sympathetic relationship that shows in the glass.
Our wines are a great expression of our vineyards because they're authentic.
It starts with how we prune the vines, how we treat the vines during the growing season, all the way through harvest.
They're very indicative of their place here in Sonoma County, which is considered a very cool climate. A lot of fog and maritime off the San Pablo Bay. But yet the wines show a very bright freshness, but yet elegance. Wow, so very kind of expressive nose of kind of citrusy, pear, a little bit of melon, and then on the palate, really nice weight, mid-palate weight, very still crisp acidity at the end, but also more of a kind of the stone fruits with some melon, citrus, almost a lemon meringue, I like to say. I get a little petrichor, which shines in these cool climate vineyards, and just kind of harmonious throughout.
The one thing I love about our wines is every time I open a bottle, I taste the vineyard.
I've always been a big fan and believer in Pinot Noir being layered. This San Giacomo Sonoma Coast Pinot is just bursting with kind of bright red fruits. The components are kind of bright Bing cherry, raspberry, maybe a little bit of red plum, but very, very indicative of what Sonoma Coast gives you for Pinot Noir.
Our goal is to be a classic brand. So 20 years from now, when someone is reaching into their wine cellar, it might be a special occasion, it might be pizza on Tuesday night, but it's a brand and a bottle of wine that they can trust.
all the things that make a great bottle of wine is all the hard work that goes into farming the wine grapes and putting them into the bottle.
There's a romance to working in vineyards. It came from really hard work from my grandparents and my dad, but I feel like it's a privilege, and I also think it's really important to show respect and nourish it just as you do human beings.
A great wine is a culmination of all the details, and then how it's grown, how it's taken care of. They're very complex, but all those details together make a great wine.
When you have growers that want to start a brand and showcase what they can do and do it well, I think the possibilities are endless.